Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. Today, what a crazy day it is. It is a Monday morning, and seemingly overnight, the world got much more intense indeed. So much, in fact, that maybe this is the Black Swan event that people in the crypto markets have been seeing. Hey, is something like this going to come along, where all of a sudden we're going to have a massive crash in the Bitcoin price? Could this be an event of that sort? Of course, we're talking about right now some of the conflict in the Middle East. It seems like other large world powers are starting to get mentioned. No verification as to who's involved in what capacity with this conflict that's going on in the Middle East, but there is a lot of fear, a lot of speculation, and we made some predictions over the weekend that seemingly are coming true right now with the Bitcoin price, with the traditional market. Let's take a peek at the market open today. What's going on? Some of the news with the chaos that's happening around the globe right now, and what we can expect here from a market perspective. And let's talk about it, guys. A lot of crazy things going on. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Not the cheeriest stream today, but I see Susie Satoshi there in the chat. Good morning. I got my cup of coffee, guys. I've been up for a while, doing some research this morning in depth for you, because we got to talk about everything that's happening. Well, first up, guys, the overall market today is coming down a little bit. We're down 1.44%. Let me get a little sip here. 1.44%. Bitcoin down to $27,400. Yesterday, Bitcoin was above $28,000, and we are in the month of October. As people have been speculating, we were expecting a bearish September, which didn't happen. It was bullish, and now we're expecting a bullish October. And right now, it's quite bearish. But again, I think it's because of this Black Swan event that is the conflict breaking out right now in the Middle East, guys. Ethereum's back below $1,600, and so Binance is at $207, which this is very, very significant. Binance has been on a cliff lately. We're going to take a peek at the price action for Binance. XRP on the brink of 50 cents. It's not looking fantastic. That being said, I'm not panicking in terms of the market. I am very, very eager to have more dollar cost averaging opportunities, and so downside just equates to better buying opportunities. That's the position I will always take. I am very optimistic for the markets over time, especially the crypto markets, guys. That's why we have a crypto channel here, because we believe that this market will continue to go up. But in the meantime, we've been warning you guys that there are different world events that could be happening. Obviously, we've been looking at the battle against inflation here in the US. That was something to consider. The Fed interest rate hikes, that was something we've been talking about quite a bit. That had its toll on the markets. Kind of seemingly got through that, and now all of a sudden there seems to be conflict globally that's breaking out, and maybe world powers are potentially getting involved. To what capacity? I don't know. We'll have to see how all this ends up working out in the long run, but crypto is certainly going down today. Now, the other day, I made a prediction that Monday morning could be bloody in the markets, and we could see some downward action due to some of this conflict going on in the Middle East, and it seems to be exactly what's happening right now. Market open was 4 minutes ago, and right now, this is the story on the headline for Yahoo Finance, all about this battle going on currently in the Middle East. As for the S&P 500, you look at this chart right now. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's go to the daily candles, and you'll see that so far, after a couple daily green candles, we were looking so good because we had a jobs report in the US that came out. 336,000 jobs were brought in September, which was great. Joe Biden was excited to have a chance to talk about it. Whether you like him or not, that's a different topic. But, the economy was looking good for the U.S., and there were jobs. And so this was a positive sign, at least for the markets. We were green, and then all of a sudden there are rockets being launched, and buildings are crumbling, and people are dying, and it's tragic and horrible and awful. And there's speculation and fear going on of who's involved, who's going to get involved, and what that means for not only each individual nation, but the markets as a whole. And we are seeing right now things a little scared. I don't know if this necessarily means we have to come down. I don't know how involved we get in this conflict, right? But there is going to be some question as to where the markets will go here. And right now you see red. I expect red in a moment like this. depending on how this thing continues to unfold over the next, is this a week-long conflict? Is this a month-long is this several years? We don't know yet. We're going to have to wait to see how all this plays out. Is this going to affect supply chains more? This is a crazy time. It's hard to say. When in doubt, I think people are going to think fearfully here, and I think these markets might see a little bit of a tumble due to this. Now, we made this prediction, and so far, it has been correct. You could see this video I made, warning new conflict alert, Monday market sell-off. I made this over on, I think it was Saturday I made this video, and that's exactly what's going on right now. So this prediction was correct. I wanted to also share with you guys another prediction that I made. If you look at the price of Bitcoin right now, it's falling. Is it due to this black swan event, which is conflict breaking out in the Middle East? Maybe. You could argue that maybe this is just a critical price level and it's just a weekly candle that closed poorly here. So what we were looking at was some of these weekly candles. So 2 weeks ago, on the week of September 25th, Bitcoin had a very, very beautiful big green week, and then the next week was looking bullish as well, and we moved up to 28K because the jobs report was fantastic. Well, then this candle turned red, and I did a video on this. I wanted to share with you this little bit, this clip right here, just to show you guys this. Give me one sec. I'll show you right now. For some downside, we'll look at exactly where that might go. If it prints green, then maybe we could have some continuation to the upside. So I was looking at this chart right here. I'll show you guys exactly what I said. The end of September and the beginning of October. The first week of October, guys, was a very bullish one. Now we're coming into the second week of October, and people were thinking these markets were heating up and Bitcoin was moving up to $30,000. It is certainly possible, guys, but in order for that to become a reality, in my opinion, this weekly candle, which is currently red right now and is closing in again just under 4 hours from now, is going to need to turn green in order to get a continuation up to $30,000 price level, which at that point, if we can close another weekly green candle above 30K, we can see a shot at $32,000. However, if this candle breaks down lower than $28,000 or really closes right now in the red on the week, then we can expect Bitcoin to fall back down to at least this $26,000, $300 level. I wouldn't be surprised if we broke down below the $24,000 price level and came down to this price that we've been looking out for a while now, where we wicked back to in March of 2023, earlier this year, and hit that $19,500 level to bottom out in this bear market. Okay, so guys, that was me just yesterday, possibly even 2 days ago, talking about what I expected to come in these markets. There's a screenshot right now of what that market was on that day, and here you go, exactly as I predicted. This candle closed red. We got another big red candle here on the week, and we're coming down. We're coming down to some of those key levels. So these are the kind of predictions that I can give you. I'm not always right, but sometimes you can really read it. And this was a key level that we were looking at, and you look at the global news, and it really made sense that something like this could happen. So, yeah. I mean, that's something that we were looking at and we exactly predicted here on the channel. So, not great news, but also I want to keep you guys up to date with the facts. Now, also on another bearish note, this isn't the Black Swan event. The Black Swan event is certainly this Middle Eastern conflict right now, but the Ethereum Foundation sold 1,700 Ethereum at about $1,600, and that is maybe one of the reasons we are seeing Ethereum fall off so hard today. Now, Ethereum Foundation also sold quite a bit of Ethereum back in May. Well, what happened in May for Ethereum? Well, let's just look back at it real quick and see exactly how May looked for Ethereum. So you look at it, here you go, April, let's see, January, February, March, April, May. This is May right here. Boom, April, May. And all of a sudden, boom, when it was above so right there, it was above $2,000. It was May. They sold it off. And then boom, since then, we've really been coming down. So You see a story like this, guys, of the Ethereum Foundation selling off a lot of ETH. And could that be a predictor that these markets are coming down? Does that fall in line with the prediction that I made about Bitcoin hitting down to $19,000 or $20,000 yet again? And does that correspond also perfectly with the Black Swan event that is the conflict in the Middle East? Then yeah, I mean, it really all comes together and it makes sense. And these are those moments that we're talking about where there could be more accumulation opportunities coming, guys. And I think we're here. Michael Artezi asked, what's with the dip today? We're going through that right now. Ethereum Foundation selling off ETH is a sign that they see a downside coming. They've predicted it perfectly in the past. Back in May, they did. And also you look at this conflict in the Middle East, and we don't know what's going to happen with this. And when there's uncertainty, guys, markets seem to get scared. Could we have a V-shaped recovery all of a sudden if something happens here? Absolutely. We don't know what happens tomorrow or next week. We can only kind of see what's just like right in front of us. And we know that this conflict just broke out, and we know that they just sold this Ethereum. And so we've been expecting maybe a $20,000 Bitcoin again. These stories line up to possibly get us there. This could be that Black Swan event, guys. On top of that, we have a certain battle going on with regulation. We're still not through this. And so Black Sea did a video about 4-year cycles. Are the 4-year cycles over? There's possibly a conversation to be had there. I don't know if I fall into the camp in saying that that's a thing. And if anything, you could look at, and this is an argument he makes as well, if this whole traditional system starts to collapse and we do see governments start to have real problems and there is real global crises going on, then maybe people need to go away from fiat currencies and go to digital currencies. At the end of the day, you think militaries, what do they run on? Electronics. They run on the internet. You're always going to have the internet, or else militaries won't be able to function during these conflicts. And that's clearly something that's going to be essential. So fiat currencies, if institutional banks start failing, that could be a different story. Crypto ain't a bank. It's just a blockchain. And so that's something to be noting. But we are waiting on regulation. And right now, there are services for crypto being suspended in the UK, which is very, very interesting. At the end of the day, guys, we are still a long ways away from crypto regulation coming into a close and really getting implemented for the first time ever in a real way across the globe. But once that's done, then we can really see the shift towards this digital currency future, and hopefully not towards CBDCs, where if you don't agree with us, if you don't agree with them, then they can box you out of your bank account type of thing. More so where we want to see, I hold my Bitcoin in my own wallet. I control it. There's no third party. I am the custodian of my own assets, period. That's the world that we want to see here. And there's a real argument to be made that could be coming. Even Joe Rogan, guys, I'm a huge Joe Rogan bro. Some people hate him, some people love him. I do like him a lot. I think he stays in the middle in a lot of topics. I also enjoy the long form conversations that he has on his podcast. Whether you agree with him or disagree with him, that's not the point. The point is long form conversations that can be had and an open-mindedness to new things. One of them being Bitcoin as a universal currency. This is a big thing. It has come out that Joe Rogan does have Bitcoin. He owns Bitcoin, and he had Sam Altman, the creator of OpenAI, on his podcast recently. And let's listen to some of the comments that Sam Altman came out and said about Bitcoin and crypto.
I'm excited about it for the same reasons. I'm excited about Bitcoin too. But I think this idea that we have a global currency that is outside of the control of any government is a super logical and important step on the tech tree.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, why should the government control currency? I mean, the government should be dealing with all the pressing environmental, social, infrastructure issues, foreign policy issues, economic issues, the things that we need to be governed in order to have a peaceful and prosperous society that's equal and equitable.
I'm excited about it.
What a great clip. I mean, a really great clip. If you love Bitcoin and you love crypto, then this clip should really get you thinking, because if we can get this kind of line of thinking normalized, then Bitcoin can be normalized. Obviously, we still need the regulation piece. Unfortunately, though, that's the problem. Government controls currencies right now. They also control the regulation around this digital currency in a way. And so, in a way, do we even want it to be regulated? There's an argument to say no. But then also, we want it to be regulated because we want major institutions to be able to get in board on that as well without them having issues with government. So It's a very interesting double-edged sword, if you will. But if we can start normalizing the thought process that, governments shouldn't control currency and that it should be up to us and we should have our own freedoms, this is what we want to see. This is the CEO of ChatGPT, one of the most revolutionary AI technology tools out there right now. I've been messing with it. It's been absolutely amazing. It's been very, very interesting. I actually recently put in an offer on a property, and I used ChatGPT just for fun for the first time ever to write a little letter alongside our offer that we put on this house, because we wanted to put out a letter to feel personal, and we did tailor it so that it's not just some AI robot. But we said, we love the kitchen. ChatGPT, tell me something about tell this person something about the kitchen so that they can go ahead and understand that we want to build a life here. We want to develop these. We want to go ahead and develop a family here and build in this kitchen and live here. And it's a beautiful home, and we were inspired by it. ChatGPT nailed it, and they created a beautiful, beautiful letter for us to send to this. A lot of great tools here. AI is brilliant. This man is brilliant. Some people say that AI is very dangerous. There's something to that. But also, you have to have a conversation about the future of technology, and Bitcoin is certainly a big piece of that conversation, guys. Gets me pretty excited. CZ also saying possibly multiple all-time highs coming after the 2024 Bitcoin halving. Multiple all-time highs. He is alluding to altcoins, probably Binance and Bitcoin. Now, guys, I believe that altcoins are going to be very, very strong at some point in the future. Not all of them, some of them. Binance likely, Crocoin likely. Bitcoin is certainly going to be here for a while. But in the meantime, we have to acknowledge that there's going to be some turmoil. Binance is looking on a struggle bus trajectory right now. We'll show you guys that in the charts. And so is Crow, really. I mean, I'm going to do a video later today about a potential 30% crash for Crow, because I really believe that that's coming, guys. I really believe that that's a possibility, and that can happen. For many reasons. One, I mean, you can see everything that's going on, what's trending on Twitter right now. That's all that's on everybody's mind right now, is this Black Swan event that's going on. But once we get through that, there's a Bitcoin halving coming. That leads to the 4-year cycle. Whether the 4-year cycle is exactly intact or not, there's a bull market coming. Bitcoin's going to get more scarce. If Bitcoin's really going to be a currency of the future, then you really have only one choice: to accumulate it or miss out. And I think that's the direction we're going to be going, and eventually altcoins will follow. Binance Coin, though, speaking of CZ, is struggling versus Bitcoin right now. And you can see here it's falling, breaking to a new low potentially versus Bitcoin, at least from the last couple months. If you look at Binance Coin versus the US dollar, let's take a peek at that right now. There is a chance for this 77% downside to get back to one of the previous resistance levels at about $47 for Binance. I don't know if we fully crash here. If there's something that could make it happen, it would be this Black Swan event. And Crow is also tumbling down as well, both against Bitcoin and the US dollar. These are things that we've been anticipating on the channel. We predicted these exactly. And it's unfortunate, guys, but it's real, and we needed to talk about it with you guys. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. That is my big updates for the day. Those are the news stories that I'm peeking at. How is everybody out there doing in the chat? Really crazy time, guys. Really, really crazy time. Absolutely been mind-blowing. I don't even know if I was just sharing my screen there, so I'm going to show those again. You can see here, Binance is falling. Binance looks like it's going to have this 77% downside. Crow is certainly falling. A lot is falling right now, guys. A lot is falling. Really crazy time. Really crazy time. Boujou Crow says, I'd expect lower volume days. Yeah, there's a dip coming. 4th of July, Columbus Day. Oh, so he's saying that because Boujou Crow in the chat is saying that because of a holiday, we could be getting a dip. Absolutely, that could be happening. It could also be the fact that there are missiles flying through the air in various parts of the world right now. I don't know. I think that maybe it's the latter on that one. Let me know what you guys are thinking right now. How's it going? Let's talk in the chat. A lot to talk about, guys. How are you guys feeling? What are you looking at in crypto? What are you thinking about the traditional market right now? What are you thinking about what's going on in the world? Crazy, crazy time. I was a little distracted earlier. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, kind of crazy. Well, that's really all I got. Looks like there's not a lot of activity going on in the chat here today. That's my update for you guys. All I got in this one. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your week. For anybody struggling with some of the conflicts going out, prayers for everybody. I don't want to see all this fighting going on. It's horrible to see. I just hope we can get some peace here soon. I hope the markets don't crash into oblivion, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. If anything, I'm prepared for buying opportunities. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Buju likes triple Qs. I like triple Qs as well. I got some triple Qs in the S&P 500 in a big way right now. But we got to keep an eye on everything that's happening, guys. That's all I got in this one. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash up the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, folks, you got to remember to DCA HODL. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. I'll get some videos out for you later today as well. I'll see you next time. Peace.